Grand Rising, everyone. It is Shay Seeking, and I'm back with the video. I'm getting it's like 4 a.m. and I'm trying to do a video. As soon as I come sit down here to do the video, there's something crawling up the side of the house. I don't know what the hell it is. It's probably a raccoon. It sounds like it's pretty big. So if you see me keep looking over there like that, it's just to make sure, because you see this damn chimney, right? You see this fireplace right here. I'm just trying to make sure. But I did hear like little foot steps up above, so it's probably like a family of them doing something. Unless it went up there and then now it's crawling back down. But there's been a lot of energy of knowing some of these demons we dealing with today. It might be one of them. So anyways, oh, I'm missing an earring. Okay, that's fine. So anyway, excuse me. So anyway, right. So I'm sitting here. I kind of went to bed early and then woke up late. Woke up kind of early. I'm sitting there thinking, because I'm like, I can see like energy shift, right? And I can see also that, there are games being played. There are triggers and things like that are going on. People are very sick today in this plane. And they know that the chosen ones, they know that the energy of a god or goddess is on this plane. And so they want to make sure that they can utilize their puppets to mimic or take over. They want to, it's the succubus energy is a movement. Like all of these antichrist succubus is a freaking movement. So again, I've been given the gift to see very clearly. It's not even a gift, it's something that's just already instilled. And I think it's just when the ancestors need to, the shit just gets amped up. So again, there's a shift. Something has happened and it's caused a shift. This masculine energy, something was letting me know today that this is it. Because again, I can be very soft and smiling and loving, and I can also be that. And I was thinking the goat. I let that go and fly when it comes to a lot of male energy. Again, I deal with energies, frequencies, the living, the dead, the heavens, the earth, that energy. Because again, we're dealing with that great mother energy, which would be the energy of the Ruach or the Holy Spirit. See, and that's another thing about like strategic things when it comes to this mental game. There was something on rain. I'm telling y'all, again, regardless of the fact, however this is, again, we look at simulation energy or whatever here, you know what I'm saying, how people are being played. And I noticed something, that this is just too crazy. See, because Spirit and God, they have me in a preserved kind of energy a lot of times. But when I need to speak, they tell me, speak. There's no limitations to what, see, religion keeps your mind in a cage, I feel. Again, it's just my interpretation. There's millions of people that have written books on this that feel the same way, but in a different light. Again, so it is what it is, right? But of course, coming out of my mouth is going to be a shock because everybody's waiting for me to say something so that they can put me on a pike or a stake. We're talking spiritually, physically. When it comes to legalities, whatever it is, we're talking about a crucifixion in real time today. And again, people don't know God or Christ. They don't really know the Holy Spirit. You think you know, but you have no idea. Because, again, these institutions such as your church and your schools have lied to you. This story has lied to you. I noticed that on the show, just a couple key pointers before we get into this, that when King Henry started to get, hold on, let me see, I got tucking problems. Hold on. Okay, y'all. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I've been extremely exhausted. But I think that, again, when that happens, they so called, will diagnose people with things. But I think it's misdiagnosis. Misdiagnosis. I think this is more of a spiritual thing. And I noticed there was something about Henry and the King Henry and the whole, I mean, well, during his reign in the first season. Um, that if you really noticed it, most of the whole season was really about, he had to kind of take the back seat. Again, we're talking lineage, we're talking spirit, we're talking energy, we're talking these energy shifts are real. The energy can shift from one individual to another, especially when it comes to certain lineages, because a lot of us don't realize that we know our family in this realm, in this form. We don't really think about the as above, so below, and we don't think about as above, so below spiritually. We don't think about it physically in this realm, meaning again those who are in the lower class and caste, and then the ones that are in the higher caste and class. We don't think about it in that light. And again, a lot of this stuff is going to be spoken and not written. So somebody one day will be talking about this again. And they will try to act as though it's something that was just discovered. And again, they probably are just, again, because everything is being recorded in the heavens. So this is why the heavy surveillance, and this is why all of these tactics are being used, right? But most of the time, they end up trying to kill off the originals and place those that they are building, or to build back better. How can you build something back better when it's already good the way it is? See, because those people that want to build back better, what they're really trying to say is they're trying to dismantle America and continue to create a new, because Source is doing a new thing with the earth, on the earth, on this plane. But what they want to do is continue to do their ruthless, hidden hand, crafty counsel, what's done in the dark. You see what I'm saying? So they made sure they rallied up all of the elect, all of the chosen ones, and put heavy attacks, again, targeted individuals. So by the time you are speaking, or at some point in time during your speaking, if it gets too out of hand, they will then take and try to crucify you, use the people against you to target you. Not only will they do this from God-fearing forces, but they will also use individuals in society. They will use all the way down to your family, your extended family, the family you don't know exists in high places. In order to tear you down. This is why, again, I keep telling you, Christ had the crown of thorns, because those are all the thorns that people were, again, in the heavens, in high places, were using these things to try to break down that energy. There's not one Christ. There's been Christ that have come. There's been Jesus figures that have come. It's not a one person that you're waiting for, unfortunately. So again, we'll notice that the closer Henry got to God and started to look at the people around him and say, wait a minute, you guys are trying to pull a fast one on me. Everybody in this, everything been about Mary and Francis. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just, everybody run around here like they run the place. And hey, he was wrapped up with, not Greer, but I can never remember her name. His mistress. And it's funny, when he came out of the bed with he had the one main mistress at Kenna. Okay? What was her name? I can't remember. The first one, which is Bash's mom. I can't remember her name. I thought it was like Sophia or something like that. I don't know. But you'll notice then he started with Kenna, but then he ended up out of rage making Kenna marry Bash. And you know what I'm saying? So again, this is him trying to establish himself. And then he realized that again an attempt had been made on his life, right, by Catherine de Medici and Mary, Queen of Scots. So it made me think about the energy shift and what's going on here. And if somebody wants me to step out of my empress or queen energy, my emperor or king energy so bad, see, because I see in the physical, I'm just saying, I see all, like, I see those things that are pertaining to the storyline, because I am that. When it says I am the way, I am the light, I am the word is, you know what I'm saying? And it's, again, man should not live on bread alone, but every word that is coming out of the mouth of God. See, when you vote, that means taking a vow to God in etymology. So again, you're voting, taking a vow to God, but you're giving your attention and your devotion to presidents that are sitting on thrones that don't belong to them at this point in time. And they're making sure they keep a foot on the neck of the individuals that are really the ruling, ordained, sovereign gods and goddesses. So I'm going all around here, but sekhemet energy is what I'm in. We were in Kali energy a couple days ago. I'm not in it. I don't have to do black magic. I don't have to do rituals. I just live my life in gratitude to the energy that is surrounding me, that is protecting me, that is here for me. When it comes to source or the all or the universe, I don't really necessarily even have to lift a finger. So people, again, with this whole thing with the nothing and things like this, I know what they're doing subliminally is trying to charge and rally up this campaign to build a witch hunt against, again, God, the living God. So they're doing these crafty things behind the scenes. They're using people in your, like I said, in your family, even people you watch on YouTube, people on your Instagram page, and everybody's sitting there. They throw these little things out, hide their hands, and then, you know what I'm saying? They allow everybody to look and mock and laugh at you. They take your privacy, things that you do in the privacy of your own home, probably sitting on that white throne in your bathroom. And they take these things and share them with lower class individuals so that the higher ups are not caught doing. Do you see what I'm saying? So when we talk about FBI, CIA, these Project Blue Beam, whatever the hell it is, do you see what I'm saying? This kind of mind control, all these things like this. Stealing the essence from a true living God and placing it, or trying to build a bitch to be the same person so that they can then eliminate that energy. So it's just really funny, like I said, how I can see these things and how sometimes source just keeps me up and feeds me. And again, because I just spend my whole life giving honor and homage and gratitude to them, and I listen. So I'll just say, we're dealing with energy, lineages, connections, soul connections, all kind of connections, marriages, things, relationships, right? Bringing you back into slavery with ships, right? Some of these ships are relationships. There's not actually talking about a boat. So again, at one point in time, I seen the energy of the crazed, raging Henry within a spouse. I've seen that same energy, that toxic karmic energy within a masculine or divine masculine. I've seen the energy of the closeness to God and the whole thing of him obsessing over maps and strategy and realizing that there was an attack or something that was going to be done on his life. And then they said he's paranoid. We need to, but the whole thing is this energy. Again, I was thinking about Sekhmet, and I was reading something that said that she had the taste of blood, and it kind of, got to her. And we're at a point where Mary had already went and conspired her first attempt on, her first kill to a certain extent as a royal. So I'm saying if there's a doppelganger me out there, they couldn't get me to conform to the crooked, twisted ways, right? We're also dealing with the Ma'at energy that is here to bring order to the court. All of them are the same. Hathor, all of them are the same. Because we're talking about wisdom. Esther. Energy does not die. It's, are you worthy to carry it? Because some of these people get it and they get carried out of hand. So the devil in the red dress energy came back up to me today. Oh, this is funny. Maybe this is why this card, because I keep getting these same cards. I shuffle, and I keep. So again, this Sappho energy, these fake. There's again, like I said, devil in the red dress. They're trying to reverse roles. So if someone's calling you the cleanup woman, they're probably really the cleanup woman. They're probably really the strategist as well, a part of the ploy. See, because Sekhemet, she doesn't care who it is. She drags her claws, her nails across the sand. They want to say that's a danger. Big things happen in society. They want to blame it on that empress, on that energy, the Christ energy. Too much wisdom and knowledge, you must be doing these things. No, I am those things. I am the karma. I am the magic. I'm just reading a couple things here that I kind of tried to scribble here, okay? So again, like I said, and then I also see the Mary energy in me. I see it in a certain chiefess. Within the community, really popular, young woman. A lot of red lip, red hats and clothing. I also see the Mary energy in the moon within the community. It was so funny today. When I was driving back from where I was at, there was a moon. You know, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys seen it today. The moon was out and there was a star right next to it. And I don't know, I was just gazing at it. When we came out of the store, I'm like, oh my goodness. And the clouds were kind of like pink and gray, like a purplish, pinkish gray. Like it was just a beautiful tone. But that moon, I feel like it also has something to do with, again, the sun, because the sun in the sense of Inanna, the sun in the sense of a lot of these other goddesses that had the horns of Taurus. I think that's kind of like what it represents. And then also the sun is a star. And again, you know, we see it was a crescent moon, okay? And we see a lot of imagery when it comes to a star being, you know, like I said, over the moon, the brightest star, that Aquarius energy. They asked Jesus, why did he talk in parables? I did that video. I think it said something about Jesus in them damned parables. If you don't know what I mean, you can go back and watch that video. But again, the poetess. I love every inch of my body. I love the woman in my life fiercely. So again, it's still like this is a poetess energy. So someone that's really good with their words. You know, someone that's a speaker to many people. They probably read tarot. They probably had red on today. What these people aren't saying is how they are getting access to the information in the minds of many, especially me. But Sekhmet is also a red lady. And I think the red, again, people talk a lot about features. But you know, on my channel, I have the Sekhmet image in a split image with my face. And a lot of people are talking about features and things like that. But I'm proud that I look like that lioness. I'm proud to have those features. I think she's pretty. And I think the red, when we're talking of Sekhmet or sekhemet, is also talking about red skin. And unfortunately, a lot of those women, you know, like I said, the ones that I'm pointing out, also a lot of, again, Sagittarius energy. They're either like a lighter skin tone or something. And this is not for any type of division or racism. This is to prove a point. And then the others are very dark. Again, I love dark skin. I like dark skin better than I do. I feel like I do have a rare glow to my skin. I think there's yellows, there's red, there's copper tones, there's brown. You know what I'm saying? I really, really like darker skin. But I'm noticing the three girls that are sticking out to me. Matter of fact, all three readers. One of them deals with, again, within the community. I think she deals with, again, she's pretty popular within the so-called indigenous community. And I think she deals with black magic and things that are a little bit more, you know, sinister. And also when we're talking about governing forces. Because they, look, it's just reminding me of the part when it says that you are like your father, the devil. If you were a child of Abraham, you would do as Abraham did. I believe that's what it says. But the point we want to take is that you're not, people are projecting that you're not or I'm not, but really they're not. This is why Source, I feel, gives me these gifts and the things that I need at my fingertips to do the work, because they knew the whole world was going to be against me. So again, are these people monitoring and then also simulating or getting into the part, again, playing the part of, again, what else do we have here? So again, we'll notice that Catherine and Mary were going to attempt to try to kill the king. Again, I think that, again, the Catherine energy is going to be a higher up individual. Possibly very well known. That I know I sense them in my energy. As a hovering kind of mothering energy. There's two individuals, but I think Catherine represents, again, somebody, a very powerful so-called African American woman. So again, what did I write? Tables turn, stage a coup. So again, staging a coup. You know what a coup would be? It would be something like the thing that happened at that Astro World event. A coup would be something that they're bringing up so many remnants of. It's been so long. Okay, people want justice for it, but I see it for what it is again. And, you know, they're talking about Ahmaud Arbery. They're talking about these particular things again, because, and people are going to be mad at me because they're going to get into their feelings instead of thinking logically and intellectually. Unfortunately, but I'm at the point where I really don't care. In the Kyle Rittenhouse or whatever energy. It's so funny because, you know, we're just going to talk here, okay? So I was in, I right? And now it's just so funny that it's coming up now. Just so happened that, again, I went on a ride, a long drive yesterday. And I actually went through Kenosha. And I was sitting out. Now, this is the second time. So again, obviously I won't be able to really enjoy the lake scene anymore. Again, there's usually a lot of action. We won't go there. But okay. I was sitting out, and all of a sudden a car comes up, tinted windows, black. I'm sitting and I'm like on my phone. I think I was gonna like put Pandora on or something before I left um, from the scene. And some guys pulled up in the car. And it kind of caught me by, because I had been feeling something. 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 Assassination of character, assassination in general, or something to look like something, you know? And so they came up and I was parked and they came up and then went like 3 feet in front of my car, like the front of their car, the grill of their car was like 3 feet in front of the grill of my car. And they stopped. And I'm like, you know how that be. It's almost like, what movie was that? Was that Boys in the Hood? You know what I'm saying? When somebody riding by too slow, we all know how that is, because if you know where you come from, then you know what it is. So I'm just sitting there like, oh, okay, something I don't like about that. They back up. Now I can't see who in the car. And I'm getting Pac energy, right? And I'm like, and he like, hey, something trying to, what's up? What's your name? You want to go? No. What's your name? Mm. Oh, I'm taken. Yeah. And I said, no, I'm good. I'll be being good. Well, how about I get your number, you know what I'm saying? So just in case you want to be bad. No, that probably ain't going to be happening. So, but we can just go do something. We can go get a hotel room. You want to go do something. What the heck? Who does this? Who? You see, I'm very, you know what I'm saying? I'm very. Now, if that would have been like, okay, or, oh, forget you and pull off and, whatever. That would be more normal to me. For somebody to just, speed off, call me a bitch and leave, you know what I'm saying? Or just like, all right, it was nice meeting you, whatever. No. But it's like, no. And then can I get your number? No. Do you want to go to a hotel room? We could just kick it. We ain't got to do nothing. We can just go. What the fuck do you... See, and I'm just saying, this is the energy. This is what I'm saying. This is not the first time that somebody has approached me, even in a public place, and asked me something crazy, like going into the woods at night. I'm just trying to tell y'all. Or again, when I was sitting at the lake last time, somebody coming up to the car. After they sat back in their car for I don't know how long, they drove around the circle drive, parked, and then came back. They could have just went out the way. The most common sense thing would have been for them to back up and leave out. But no, they backed up, came back down the circle drive to turn around. But they stopped and started to reach out to me. And I sped off, right? So it's just like, what is really going on? I know people are afraid, but it has just had me thinking, what is really going on, right? So again, even though they don't say it, they use code because we can read between the headlines. I know what they're trying to do and project the energy. I think people are tired of the fight against the antidote because, again, a lot of people have had the antidote. I don't have nothing against nobody to have the antidote. I'm just saying that I feel like because they can't control, or they're not being able to knock out that God within me. Now they want to try to put this strict mandate, okay? But it's just, I hope you guys are reading what I'm saying here. I'm just dropping crumbs and also, I mean, seeds, or throwing out seeds. So it made me also think about the whole fact of Henry then wanting to, okay, so Francis saves Henry from being killed by Mary and Catherine, only for him to realize, they're like, oh, he's going to be paranoid. None of us are going to be able, they're like teaming up in, what I'm saying, in the dark. And they're like, yeah, none of us are going to be able to get close now. Good, great. Now we're never going to get close because now he's paranoid, right? And then they said we need to stage a coup. You see? Do you see what I'm saying here? Do you see what I'm saying here? This story repeats itself, and this is the same thing going on here on this plane. The only thing you're not realizing, or people may not realize, that divine masculine energy can be in a feminine at this point in time. Again, because something is being done new this time. And I think even back then, maybe that's where the whole thing with the androgynous energy comes from. You see what I'm saying? People delving and really learning how to balance out and utilize their masculine and feminine. And then also then carrying it out in person. So again, right now in my life, I feel like I dress more feminine. But again, I feel like I'm more masculine. Okay? So again, since we're dealing with lineages of royals, you know what I'm saying, regardless of the fact of who is being presented in front of you, we'll have to know that, again, these people were, again, ordained by God and actually the sons of God that have been overthrown or taken over by foreign energies. So this is why, again, it's very important to know these things and to be also a living vassal, experiencing these things, dreaming these dreams, getting these visions, because that's what it says is going to happen, that the children were going to dream dreams, and mothers and fathers and things are going to be turned against their daughters and their sons and their husbands and their wives. Is because we're dealing with different transferable energy. Somebody's either God-fearing forces are playing with this, with whatever you letting them put inside of your vassal, right? Or again, you're charged by the earth, you're charged by the air, the water. Again, for me, I feel like it's the air, water, fire, and earth, or all four elements, and then some. Do you see what I'm saying? It's almost like a unthinkable amount of power, okay? It's also making me think no one man should have all that power, right? Mm. So again, sekhemet would be, again, if we're dealing with kings and queens, regardless, their children, again, if we're even dealing with founding fathers and things like that, their children, they birth children, you know what I'm saying, with, again, what? Real empresses and emperors. Do you get what I'm saying here? Under the guise of all these different mythology, Egyptology, Mesopotamian, Sumerian, Phoenician, you know what I'm saying? It's all still the same energy that's just transferable. And every time it is spliced or mixed, or again, throughout the test of time, it just changes. It's the same thing. Hathor, all of this, it's the same. Sekhmet, it's the same thing. The energy might have just been appearing in a different light to different people at different times. We have the Shekinah or She China. I see it as, okay? Because people want to make jokes, right? And again, I'm not embarrassed about anything. I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm the mother of all. So it doesn't really, you know what I'm saying? These people in this indigenous community that are very small-minded don't bother me when they make these accusations about, you're right. You're right. And again, very unique because there's a mixture of everything. And a lot of these people won't admit that they have familial ties and lineal ties because they are the ones behind the scenes that are signing off in your name, that are taking things, you know what I'm saying, because they have had a head start, or because they have certain professions that allow them to have more knowledge or access to certain documents and things like this that they know you'll never be obtaining or getting to. Right? That's why that whole bird cage kind of trapped energy, or that cage energy, or locked in a tower energy, usually happens to the real ones. And the other ones are meant to flourish, right? The decoys are meant to flourish or be exalted in front of, okay? So again, this is not just an energy that's just dealing with me. This is just an energy in general. Like I said, I do look at myself as that one. This time, every time there's going to be one, I feel like I look at myself as one this time. And if you can focus on the one this time and help them and encourage them and stand by them, then that's when you can get change. But again, in the so-called Black community, we can't do that. We can't allow that. Everybody wants the top spot. And so they'll just tear down, and they'll just continue to, work the same way that the enemies will in order to take down their own people. If somebody wants to look at it as a Messiah, their own mother, their own king, their own brother in the community, right? Yes, they will. Yes. We see it every day. But it can't be all the fault of the people that at one point in time were coming into the community to try to, straighten things out. Again, nobody's saying that they're not crooked, cops and things like that. But I'm just saying, we're so judgmental and so in our feelings that we can't get past that barrier and break those barriers of what we do to ourselves, right? And because of lack of knowledge and because of popularity contest and whatever else, we allow people that maybe look like us to come in that really aren't us, but you're not really reading their soul. You're not really reading their energy. And so again, it just happens every time. I just happen to be in that energy that's telling you something you already know, but you don't want to admit. So who wants to admit it? Again, because a lot of people done had their hands in a cookie jar. So who want to admit it? Who want it exposed? So no, they'll take up crafty counsel and build confederacies against the one. It's just how it works. The ones in general. And then if they can't beat you, then they'll join forces with the rest. Even if they hated each other at one point in time, to take down that one, they will not rest. And they will join forces, okay? So again, we have, I just pulled these and all three of these flew out, right? And then Sekhmet, I said, let me pick one more card. And then that's when Bridget came out and Sekhmet came out, okay? And it's just so funny because, again, all of these women can have a masculine side to them. Bridget is the goddess of eternal flame, but also Sekhmet is seen as the same thing. If you look at their stories side by side, you'll see very much many similarities. I am an eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. That's the Bridget energy. Okay, Celtic energy, like I said, Irish energy. And again, I feel like the energy of all these women. Again, when it comes to energy, I can't see color. I'm aware that people are perishing because of lack of knowledge. And it's even going to be harder for those that don't embody the soul, right? Or not is centered, mind, body, and soul. Because a lot of these people are too busy trying to tear other people down that they don't focus. They cannot be focusing on themselves. They can buy all the crystals they want. They can do all the things that they want. They can have extremely large crystals. They can have them in their home. They can have plants in their home, all these things, but they'll still be rotten, stinking to the core. A lot of people can have millions of dollars and billions of fans and followers, and they can still be rotten to the core. The Shekinah is the presence of the divine feminine. At the center of everything, there is light, and I am that light. Sekhemet is the red lady. I am pure strength. I honor my anger by giving voice to it. Again, we're going to talk about it. All right? We're going to talk about it. These cards just help guide and help me, relay the message to you guys. So again, I want to say one more thing and I'm going to leave. I noticed that I was there that night, and all of a sudden we're talking about this Kyle thing. I was there that night, and then come to find out today, all of a sudden, a quick little 1-minute video comes, says, a shooting in Kenosha, 1 dead, three injured. And I just said, that was very strange. Because when I go to these spots, right, just to sit, usually it's a reason why. Someone is trying to connect, in a sense, spiritually or telepathically. It's just like, that's just how it is. Again, because I think that at the end, there's a lot of ancient, antiquity, okay, when it comes to the whole Black Hawk energy and all that, you know what I'm saying, that is all throughout the Midwest anyway. So I think these are like old places where battles happen and things like that. Old buildings and stuff. I mean, these towns are towns, and even across the border that have these older houses from like the 1800s and 1900s, right? And then I've noticed that they said also that there was an attempt on the life of the Prime Minister of Iraq, right? And we know that the Iraqi energy is here, okay, on the plane. And we know that, again, when it's dealing with that energy, that there is the political aspect, which they're getting you, they want you to perceive it that way. But really, low key, it be talking about something else. So they're talking about the attempt on the Prime Minister's life. I mean, they didn't give no names. They didn't give no information. It's just 1 dead, 3 harmed. And then again, the energy of the Iraq energy of the Prime. Because when I read between the headlines, sources sharing another story or something that can correlate or relate to that energy in order to dig a little bit deeper. And then the whole thing about the feeling that I had, I'm telling you, I can't even remember and I said, if something were to happen to me and I survived, what was I thinking? I didn't even remember what the passenger looked, because he was kind of like sitting back and I can only see like a little bit of his face, right? The other guy was kind of like sitting up in the seat or whatever. And I was just thinking, like, if I had to try to identify, or what if he did have something, you know what I'm saying? It just was again, my senses are mad. You understand what I'm saying? I've always been this way since a child. But what they're trying to do is create an instance where everything can be blamed on that energy so that they can try and take down that energy. And then you guys will be, I feel like it doesn't matter to me, I promise you. But at the end of the day, I feel like it will be the last thing someone ever does. I think it will be the last thing anyone ever does on this plane, because it's not going to go down the same way. That's the only reason why I'm still here. Damn near, I feel like they didn't already attempted. But again, we might be dealing with some immortal energy here, to be honest with you. It may be something, a mutation or something from these people trying to test on us, right? Or it may just be something that it is, that you can't really kill God. You silly rabbit. Or, there's another thing. Or this is why in the 1800s and different times throughout history, they would go ahead and open up all these insane asylums and put women into them. Because those women were more than likely into themselves. And they called it something. But I noticed something, that the heaviest thing that played on my mind when it came to rain was the closer that Henry got to God and himself, and then he took back his power. That's when they tried to say he was crazy. But if he's that crazy, why would you have to stage a coup? You understand what I'm saying? Or was it because he was communicating the joy and how he felt about God? But again, God is not good all the time, but that's what they programmed you with in the church. God is not good all the time. And God created good and evil. God is good and evil. God lives amongst the living and the dead. Very slow to anger. But boy, whew, when it gets there. And I'm just saying that the energy, it's not a threat or any, like I said, people say about that whole thing about don't play about, it's just source telling people to say and speak what's being said. In the Bible, God gives many warnings for people to repent, because every knee shall bow at the end of the day. This is why they talk about pride and ego, and you shouldn't be proud. Listen to who's saying that in the biblical text. Not my God. Says stand in your full power and potential every day. Let them know. Especially sometimes it's just, again, I'm thinking about my transformation, yes, from when I started, again, it's even within this year until now. And there's a no nonsense time. There's a fun time. It is what it is time. You see what I'm saying? And enough games have been played. And again, the playing with the energy, right? The pulling on the energy that has been going on. I want to read this thing when it comes to sekhemet, right? And I think we're going to go ahead, because I think that, again, just little pieces of this is going to really resonate. And I'm going to do this one, which is not an invocation, but a writing. And then, I think that I'll come back later on and do the invocation. So it says, Sekhemet's name means powerful. And like Baz, she also has several variations of it, such as sekhemet, sekhet, okay? She too was seen as the daughter of the sun god Ra. We got people getting all jazzy and fly and talking about the White House. So again, if there was another part in there that said, you know what? The guy said, okay, it was like a dead boy coming around with a tennis racket. And that tennis racket keeps racking my brain. And this is like, the game or whatever, kind of like energy. And he said Henry was about to get crazy. And he displayed something of anger and kind of killed somebody right there in front of everybody for no reason, just randomly, to show like he's not playing, right? Now that part was a little bit, but okay. But the boy said, they're not ready yet. Let them think about it. Sit back. See what we did? And I say we because I feel like those who are watching this can connect with me on that level. And I think a lot of people think that I talk too much, but it's just it's not my fault. I'm just the messenger. This is the way that you see what I'm saying? And he said that they're not ready. What did he say? They're not ready yet. Something. And he said, let them all show something, right? So again, could you think about it being 2021 and something's going on and people are watching you, even the people that are online, you're watching these people like, they don't know nothing about you, but then you realize that, again, the whole world is on your shoulders. Everybody's watching to a certain extent, secretly, taking crafty counsel, And again, it would be embarrassing and you wouldn't be proud, really. You know what I'm saying? If people were able to do this to you. And then again, why would they be able to even do this to someone who is a royal, an heir, or even a child of God? Even God. You see what I'm saying? It's just so funny to me that these people just feel like they're going to get away with this. And how long do you think you're going to get away with it? You know what I'm saying? And so again, I say what I say, and I'm not looking for anything. It's just like source is just like, yep, yep, yep. It's like whack-a-mole. And you see all the heads popping out, and it's really just the words that's coming out of their mouth. And just the spirit and the energy that you can see sitting on them. That's seething something. A lot of envy and stuff like that makes people want to be in your place. And that's what brings some of these succubus energies to try to take that essence or that energy from you. Because they're not allowed to have anymore. They're not allowed to have anymore. And misery loves company, right? So again. And then unfortunately, there's some people that just haven't done the work. And so again, it's going to leave them in a certain way. And so they're going to look at you some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? And you never want to be that way. A lot of these people, you know, you love very dearly. But you see, again, that there's something there. People closest to you that used to care about air being in your tires so that you don't get into an accident. And if something was wrong, they would be first to fix it. And now you feel like they're planting stuff on you and wondering where you're going and what you're doing and how, you know, why did you go here and there, and you wonder how the hell you know. You see what I'm saying? And I'm just one of those people that I guess I'm just like, because I don't know why insurance policy just came to mind today. I'm thinking this, do they have a roster or something where you can check and see if someone has a damn policy on you? Right? Family members coming close, but then they wonder why you're not speaking. And I don't have to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to be explaining myself no more. So they want to call you crazy because you done caught on to what people really doing behind your back. And you just want to take time to yourself. It may not even necessarily be them, but it may be. Because a lot of these people, again, they've been that way your whole life towards you. You've always known you were different or a black sheep, or, again, people just tolerated you because of what you were giving them or how they felt around you, you see? Things like that. So it said, and myths tell us that she was placed in Uranus. In your no, I'm just playing. Okay. That was not funny. Okay. On his brow. Excuse me. That is reminding me of that crescent moon tonight with that star above it, actually, too. I don't know. From where she was, and again, I don't know none of this stuff. I don't study alchemy. I feel like it's just around me. It's just like, what's your problem today? How you feeling? Oh, I don't want you feeling like that. It's just handled. I don't do a thing. I don't know anything about that stuff. Maybe that's why we done found our sacred rebels deck here. She would spit flames at his enemies. Her main temple, now think about this here, was at Memphis in the south. Now I don't know why I was just thinking about Meek Mill or Memph Bleak. I don't know, came to mind when I said, you know what I'm saying? When I said that, again, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I'm just that vessel. Not to say I'm not anything. I feel like I am a holy one, right? But I'm just saying I'm right. It's supposed to mean something to somebody, all right? So again, makes me think about Memphis, Tennessee. Maybe even someone, again, that may be from Memphis. She was the consort of God. Hold on, it's like this light is... I don't know, okay. Ptah, and the mother of Nefertum. Now, I don't know, I feel like that Nefertum energy, right? maybe even a daughter energy here that's, again, probably a reader, a tarot reader, where I feel like, again, mm, it kind of gives me that whole energy from Lucifer when it comes to Maze and her mother and her finding out who her mother was. And again, I'm talking about spiritual, like in that sense of, like I said, that whole like I'm feeling young, but they treat me like the OG. And it's like, I don't know, that's kind of like a renewal or rebirth kind of energy or something. And it's also, like I said, feeling like that. I feel like I'm like 18 or 20 or 22 in that spiritual realm. Okay. Mm. It says, unlike Bass, Sekhmet does have a specific myth related to her as follows. Ra feared that humanity was plotting against him. Having come to the conclusion, now this is the same thing that Henry was going through, okay? This is what I'm telling you, we're dealing with energy here. Having come to the conclusion, that he was too old and frail to govern them anymore. I wonder who that sounds like. Didn't somebody just go overseas for a tour and come back confused, even more confused than ever? I told you there's a separation. There's confusion there because something is being done. Because you might as well look at it as if mind control or manipulation is going on. Because the whole body, right? If the head is sick though, right? What does it have to do with the whole body? Or is it the whole body that's sick and they are trying to cut off the head in order to place one of the red dragons in the place they're up? See, I know how to separate the facts from feelings. Do you see what I'm saying? I know how to separate the facts from the feelings. But I'm not the one that was on MSNBC talking about voting for Biden or anyone, because again, I don't vote for any of them. I make a vow to myself and to God. You understand what I'm saying? I don't work for them. They don't own me. They work for me. Do you see what I'm saying? They work for us. One foot on the land and one on the sea. They work for me in my eyes. But because they are dealing with these people that I already just explained to you may look like you, but are not you, but would love to have what the hell you have because of jealousy, envy, and strife, and who doesn't want to come to America, even to look for a wife. So what these people as a whole probably want to do is try to sell me off to the highest bidder in a foreign land. So it makes me think about the Ruth energy or any of those other energies that rejected or tried to relocate or marry off, or Joseph being sold off. Do you see what I'm saying? Let's think about that, because I can see very clearly what's going on. And that the closest people sometimes around you are the ones being used in order to do this. So you got to be more careful. And that mass media is to push the narrative and make sure that it's beaten into, you see what I'm saying? Into your minds by playing it over and over again, talking about the same things, but no real change. But again, some of these people are waking up. My sheep hear my voice. A lot of people don't want to admit it. They don't want to acknowledge it. But again, it doesn't matter. I'm talking about those in like mind on one accord that are tired. They are Americans. Nobody can tell them otherwise. They are here legally, or they're citizens, so called, or naturalized, or whatever. And they see that maybe the temple of our governing force has been hijacked by a foreign entity or energy. Because again, some of these countries are very much more talented and sufficient when it comes to education and things like that. Baby geniuses. Do you see what I'm saying? The first with aircrafts and spacecrafts. Do you see what I'm saying here? While they make sure that you stay dumbed down and fighting over race. Boy, I tell you, while they killing the so-called American black, the origine blacks here, so-called black. Because again, black means dead in the law dictionary. So again, even means pale in etymology. So is there really a such thing as black people? That means that your life does not matter. If you are dead by law, again, now what is being done or what can be done or what is it? But if you're dead by law, we're talking legal, we're talking their language now. When you pull out that law dictionary. So it's not because of your skin color, again, it's because of who you're labeled as, is why nobody ever really goes to jail really for the crimes. And even if they want to try to make it like they are persecuting or prosecute. We had that card come out the other day. Somebody, you have to question that these days. At this point, you would have to question that. But it's really about dehumanizing the group as a whole while they move in new slaves from somewhere else that will work for cheaper and end up on top of the remnant that is left over of Israel or the Hebrew. Do you understand? Even Israelites, poor whites that are being killed by the fentanyl and that energy that was placed. See, I don't have no, you see what I'm saying? I'm here for people in general. Because of the work that I do, people tend to maybe label me some way, but it's not. I see things for what they are, and I call them out, and I take it deeper. We go deeper. We go to the root of things here. That's what the mother does. There are some that act like they are, but again, they look good on the surface. They carry themselves well. They have these fancy hats and dresses, and especially when it comes to, again, I'm no offense, but I'm saying when it comes to some of these people that's within the community that seem to display Southern charm, but if you really hear what's coming out of their mouth, and if you ever really see their actions in a sense. Now, there's a difference with charity and things like this that look like they're going to help people out. Do you see what I'm saying? And someone who is dedicating their life and know that they have arrows pointed at them every single day, all day long, physically, spiritually, you know what I'm saying? To fight for something, for all. It's something different here. It's just something different here. Because it's not about your skin color. It's about what's right and what's wrong and restoring order to the court. So again, Ra feared that humanity was plotting against him, having come to the conclusion that he was too old and frail to govern them anymore. The other gods encouraged Ra to punish the ungrateful humans by unleashing the power of fire, of his avenging eye upon them. Hathor, Sekhemet, and Bast were all known as eyes of Ra. The god sent Hathor into Egypt to exact retribution from the people. Now again, when I first started this journey, I feel like I was more in Hathor energy. I have Inanna's book here, Sekhemet's book here, and Hathor's book here. When I first started the journey, the spiritual part of it, I felt like after the insurrection on January 6th, I felt like somebody had put me back into, or put me into Bastet energy, right? All right. And then Hathor energy, right? Here and there going back and forth through Sekhem or Sekhmet energy. Even Kali energy. Because again, they're the same. But we'll just go. Okay, let's just keep going. Okay, because again, the more broad something is, the more confusing it can be. Once you start to compact it and center it, you will see that it's just we are the ones that we have been waiting for, and you embody and you carry these things if you know how to tap into that. Again, when with that whole Esther energy, my people knew my way. I think it was talking about Black Hawk until you changed it. My people knew my way. I went from 300 something views again, and I'm not harping on this. I'm showing you how this works. So when it happens to you, you will know. I went from 300 and something views on my videos per day to likes and engagement with family and friends on my platforms. And I know Facebook is kind of pretty much dead right now, but it was an abrupt stop once I talked about, who in the community. When I talked about Biden, when I talked about Kamala, and when I did the harvest video. That's after that the insurrection happened, and so on and so forth. So I think people are not they say, oh, someone sees a governor and she's Black and another little girl can think. No, motherfucker, see who you are. Know yourself, and see how far that gets all of us by tapping into that. Most of you already know that there are already people that look like, yes, they're probably African Americans, not so-called indigenous people. All right. No offense. I'm just telling you what it is so you can see the coup that's going on right in front of you. It just is what it is. Most of these people were already like some high level status individuals, even if they had to crawl their way to get there. They were already in that arena and dealing with those particular people, and that's how they got voted in. They're not just going into so-called Black communities and grabbing someone that actually works face to face with the people on a day-to-day basis, a police officer or somebody in the community at a community center that knows the ins and outs of the community to get them to help and to establish these programs to help the people. No, they're giving the money to people that are using the money for other fucking things and not helping the people. I don't care how much money you gave. Who did you put in charge of it, and what exactly are they doing with it? Especially in a place like Chicago. Something is not working. Something is not right, because those people, like I said, when it comes to the Black caucus and that energy, they don't care about so-called Black people, which leads Black people for a long time to not care about themselves, not care to know who they are, so that you can't be all you can be without going to the fucking army. Do you see what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. That's the only time they want you to think you can be who all you can be. Or when you get an education, which again, education, if you look at it in the etymology, is talking about dumbing you down. It takes you away from that child and places you in a kind of prison construct and gives you a certain mentality of raise your hand, don't say nothing, shut up, don't do, you know what I'm saying, and keep you sitting and strapped to these chairs and things for 8 hours a day and things like this. I mean, you really just really look at it. It's almost like from the cradle to the grave. All right, y'all. Let me try to hurry this up. This video is getting very long. And they want somebody to be nice. Oh, I don't do politically correct. I just tell the truth. And a lot of times when you're telling the truth, you can't be that, because that's fake. If somebody tells you to be that means don't act like yourself, put this on, look like this, dress like that, get dressed at this time in the morning, wear your hair like that, eat this, do these things, and then we'll let you speak on TV. Have these friends, come from here. We need these things so that we can let people know you come from this and that, and then we'll let you speak, and then just do it this way, right? Make sure you smile a lot. Make sure you know. Okay, to exact retribution from the people. And here she transformed into a lioness and became Sekhemet. The goddess slew everyone she came across, and the land became red with blood. Now, again, when we're talking about this slewing, this could be physical killing, or this could just be cutting somebody off. They cut the cornerstone off, the capstone, they cut that energy off. So now, again, preparing that table in front of your enemies. 10,000 shall fall at your side. So again, preparing that table is a slaughtering fest. Those who try to take people into slavery will go into slavery. Those who thought they were so crafty that they came into the community with certain documents and legalities and thought that they was going to do what they was going to do, it's time to pay. Those who took trust and took and dug and did these things that they did to take from other people, while they keep you distracted and mess around in your life and your energy, in your head, with your family, with your man, with your relationships. Now, some of these things, again, when it comes to a twin flame, no, everybody don't have a twin flame. And, when it comes to it, I just know that I do. I just know that, again, Source got something going on. But I feel like the people want to keep me subdued. The people want to keep me under wraps. The people don't want you to see me, or they don't want me to see that you are seeing me. They want me to feel alone and isolated. They don't want me to realize that, again, there's hovering spirits and monitoring spirits around. Even at the highest form of government. Like, they don't want to be sued for this, do they? Forget suing. They don't want to be thrown into prison for this, do they? Even people in the high places, because again, I feel like something powerful is about to happen, a shift. They did not repent. They keep on making it a joke. It's a laughing stock, so we'll see who's going to be laughing. Slowly but surely. And people laugh it off, but I see small things that they don't see. The change is subtle until it just, one big tower moment. And I'm at the point where I'm just like, ugh, with a lot of these people, because you just know better. And if you don't, we gonna school you. Maybe sometimes these people should shut up and listen. The slewing could be those things that might be coming out in the message that may be like an aha moment for people to say, oh, wait a minute, this match with that. This is so this is the real. It's for us to figure these things out on ourselves, to work together. But people don't want to do that. They want what you got, and they'll do anything to get it. And anything to try to keep it once they do. All right? So again, it's funny because I was just sitting there and sometimes I can act a little silly, and I'm thinking, I was talking to my daughter, I'm like, oh my goodness, these people are just lying. They're just trying to rile people up. They're just trying to do that. I just wish I could just be that person that could go around the world and just take those that are evil out. And it's just this removing. It's just like the earth is just like ready to like vomit. I've been feeling like nauseated because of the ill feeling that I feel when it comes to the works that I see that these people are doing and trying to cover up. It's just disgusting. So again, we coming for the governing forces. I'm talking about the police force. I'm talking about the people. I'm talking about the so-called black people. I'm talking about anybody that need to hear what I got to say, because it's the truth, and you know it is. So you can hate me, you know what I'm saying, if you won't. That's your opinion. It won't never affect me. It won't never affect me. People think it's arrogance to say, yeah, you may have moved on or you may be doing this and that, but you'll never replace me. And I will hope that every little girl in the world that's not being haughty or cocky or prideful or ego or narcissistic. No. That's what I want my daughters to be when they all the way grow the hell up, so that people will already know before they even come through the door what it is. That's the best way to be. On that movie, what was it? A Bronx Tale, when he said, What would you rather be? Loved by everybody or feared? And I'll let you guess which one it is for me at certain points in time, including now. The goddess slew everybody she came across. And the land became red with their blood. Red with their shame. Red with, are we talking even the transferring over from Democrat to Republican energy? And they're trying to make you fear that. You have to wonder why. They stop saying, oh, as soon as something happens like a fail, when it seems like there's a fail for Biden, they will automatically, oh, Trump is new. Trump is in. What kind of stuff is that? That's nuts. That is nuts. Those people should not have been taken seriously after saying that. You can feel how you want to feel about the situation. You can feel how you want to feel about the situation. But to sit there and say Trump is the winner, Trump is back in, Trump is, you know what I'm saying, when that's not true, oh, then you've already been you know what I'm saying? I can't even really trust nothing else you're going to be saying. Yeah, it feels good to want to do that, but no, because we're not getting Trump either. We're not going to have either one of them. It's not their house. It's not their house. So maybe maybe some of our wishes are the commands of the ancestors and the gods if you are tapping into that and you're being pure-hearted and you're coming from a proper place. Because now today we're dealing with sekhemet. And I didn't realize until we're doing this video right now about the thing that I said yesterday about being able to do that, to operate in that manner. A lot of people my guides probably don't like the fact that I talk like this. But I'm also documenting something that's going on in real time, in real life, so that other people can also, you know what I'm saying? And again, everybody can't go with, everybody can't be, but I'm just saying, it's just a healing process, I feel, for people to know that you do hold the power. On paper, you supposedly hold the power when it comes to the Constitution, when it comes to these things. When did we forget that? When they caused all the division? And then we found out what's going on in the indigenous community. And then the plants in the community started to plant distrust amongst each other and start planting division. And you allowed them to do it. And you allowed them to do that. But you haven't even really tried to take the time to see how good it can be with the real thing, baby. You've let that artificial intelligent one get so far, the fangs or those vipers get their fangs so deep within, under your skin, while you shy away from me. Admiring from a distance. Have your cake and eat it too. I don't know. It was all going too far. And that's reminding me of, again, F what you think, you're mine, you're mine. We're going a little too far. Stop making a big deal out of the little things. Lion King energy. It was all going too far. A full-scale massacre would take place. He needed to stop the slaughter and devised a plan whereby he instructed the high priestess, again, which is a tarot reader. Okay, so yeah, again, we talk. It's the same storyline that was in the Bible. The same thing here that was in the Bible. So again, if I've been out of sekhemet energy for a minute and very happy go luck, where is my? That's what I'm saying about energy. Sometimes it takes you time to heal or rebuild yourself because somebody has come in and taken your whole fucking personality with this black magic and the things like this when it comes to even Louisiana. So now I see the part where it says about witchcraft and stuff. It doesn't say about the tarot cards in the Bible, but witchcraft and these kind of things being taken out because it was causing that type of strife, because some of these people were not working with that pure heart or that white light. Some were saying they were, and they were not as well. So again, I'm just saying, excuse me, just because somebody, oh, see, all right, that's some, all right. Somebody gonna try to say that's the frogs in the throat. And a lot of these people just mad. They don't know how. Some of you do, how you do, how I do, what I do. And so they just, and they really known for what they doing in their craft. So again, think about that. If what we're saying is resonating and is really hitting you like that, think about the people that have spent their lifetime doing something, and you got this person just come in and just start talking this stuff, and it's like, hold on, wait a minute. And then again, even the pastor and the people start coming to you, well, I seen this person, they said this. Could you imagine? Oh my goodness. And then people in politics, oh, she want to talk about politics too? What do you mean? And it makes so much sense, and you can see this, you can just see it on their faces. Because I can read energy. Because again, we're dealing with the energy of a living God. It just is what it is at the end of the day. And I'm just saying, I mean, I don't know. I don't have to prove nothing to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm sitting, I don't have to prove nothing to myself. I don't have to prove nothing to you. I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing and keep on realizing the games that y'all playing. And I'm going to keep it moving. At the end of the day, let's finish this up real quick. Let's finish it up. And it's just like, come on, man. I don't, after how much stuff, I mean, ain't nobody got time to be playing with y'all. I'm just going to be myself. And myself is many different, I got many different pieces to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time to be playing. I didn't come here to do that. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, at this point in time, I feel that winter is coming up, and I really want to enjoy myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm just tired. I really am. I'm not about to be worried about nothing. But everybody that just don't want to take heed and listen, I don't know. Right? Again, I got to worry about these people coming after me. But there's other things that you are going to have to worry about because of the fact that you are, again, tearing down your people that are trying to help you understand. Or just people in general that are telling the truth because of the color of their skin or something silly in 2021. Okay. He needed to stop the slaughter. And again, who was the slaughter going to be about? Did they try to use because they was coming at the government because the government was really doing some messed up, twisted stuff, or the establishment, right? I don't know. And devised a plan whereby he instructed the high priestess of Heliopolis. Okay, and I think that this is probably a high priestess that has been turned into an individual that is like an Argus energy with that all-seeing eye, right? A hovering spirit. But again, this could be somebody that's sitting right in front of you on your screen, looking at dozens of screens in people's houses. They're not actually going there. There might be some people that can astral project. There might be some people that can remote view, but remote viewing is more so like going to destinations, and it's not really, I wouldn't look at that as something of spying on people. So again, these are people that probably sit in front of their screen doing tarot readings with you, but they have all these screens set up inside of their house where they're looking at you on the screen, and this is exactly how they know who the hell you are and what you're doing all day. Do you get what I'm saying? They're not as powerful. It's kind of like the Justice card. It's kind of like the Yellow Brick Road, and we tired as hell. We at the end, the damn curtain is up, and we just ripping that bitch down like, who is it? You know what I'm saying? Who goes there? Ark, who fucking goes there? What's going on? Show yourself. And to figure out that governing forces have given these people the authority, and to think that all this is an act from the Bible in the book of Acts. And again, these are people acting out something, to devise plans and to distract, again, the real God or goddess or energy. And again, keep the true divine consorts or counterparts or companions away from each other, because they know that when they get together, it's a wrap and it's the end. So they will, again, when it comes to this whole energy, they will try to hook them up with somebody else and make sure that with these readings, it's definitely not you. And they're telling personal details, so people are being deceived and thinking, okay. And then at the end of the day, it's just these bitches wanted to be in the bed. Okay, and some of them is from the Build a Bitch workshop, and it's just what it is. All right, let's keep moving. And again, you messing with people money, then you messing with my money, then you messing with my hustle. And when it comes to hustling, again, hustling is just a way, again, to cause dividing between the people. Nobody's saying you couldn't be out there being an entrepreneur, a mompreneur, owning a business, working for somebody. None of that. Motherfucker might look at me because I don't have a job outside of the home, that I work from home and I do what I do when I want to do it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that hustle mentality where it's about money, 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 get, and you're not really seeing anything else around you and you're not building generational wealth. It takes a collective, a whole, it takes a group to work together, to do something together to kind of ensure that. But no, I've noticed that the hustle mentality is very stingy. It's very accumulating. It's very like that, the Four of Pentacles, is it? It's that type of nature. So you got a whole bunch of people, then it turns into mobs and mafias and cliques and gangs. And I mean, you just don't realize what we're doing all over again. Or maybe you do, and you just don't care because that's the God you trust in, is the one on that piece of paper with the damn eye on it in the pyramid. Not saying you don't need it. I'm just saying, are you worshiping that? I always say that money is the root of all evil, but really it's when you let it take over with greed. That's why it's listed like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Greed. You got your stuff, but you want to go get somebody else's, and you'll kill a motherfucker to get it. Yet and still, people offended by me using terms like that, what I just used in my speech, when you guys know of even more disgusting, crooked things going on behind the scenes, and you got the nerves to try to tell me, and I'm in my energy like this. Are you crazy? And this is what I'm saying. I don't know these people. It's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. I mean, the whole world about to blow up in a sense. And you worried about a curse word coming out of my mouth? I think it's just hilarious. The orc ray from Elephantine, and mix it with 7,000 jars of beer to create a red liquid that looked like blood. So again, I don't know, 7,000 is making me think about seven, right? And I think, wasn't there 7 people that died in that thing there that happened, supposedly? Wasn't there 7 people, I think? You know, I'm even thinking about the Moorish Quran with the 7 on it. I don't know why. Oh, my stomach. Okay, y'all, my fault. Okay. 7. Also making me think about that hat, the Moorish hat with the blade and the star. Same thing. It looked like the same damn thing that was out there with the crescent moon and the star. Whew. I don't know why I'm just hearing Spain, Portugal. And what's the other one with a D? Spain, Portugal. Oh, I can't get it out. Dutch. We mustn't forget that we are our ancestors to a certain extent. So if this is spiritual warfare, then again, energies from the past are going to be accumulated in your mountain or within your temple, right? That became giants in Enoch when those angels, or the fallen angels from heaven, started to come and mate with the women and create. See, now that was something that, again, helped take over the energy of God or Christ and spread it out amongst the people, which watered down the energy of the main Christ energy. But I feel like, again, we're in that Jesus energy where Jesus wanted to be the only one really noticed. Jesus I see as the male counterpart. Christ is the feminine wisdom counterpart, the Ruach. And again, when it comes to jealous God energy, it makes me think about that whole Jehovah energy. And it makes me think about the fact that why the Christ energy could be cut off sometimes. Is it because something happened, some kind of connection, some kind of connection that made that feminine energy latch on to another loving energy, because this Jehovah energy was jealous and mean and vindictive and childish, and you see what I'm saying? And didn't give anything to the feminine energy. So again, you would wonder why, again, if the wisdom is, or the Ruach is looked at as being with God, or, you know what I'm saying? Or even if we look at some of the goddesses that were supposed to be consorts or wives of God, how did it end up being this way? And then again, does it turn ugly because things don't go that way? But you're using a rough hand, you're using abusive tactics in order to bring a woman closer to you. And then there's someone else that comes in and starts to feed something into you that teaches you more about yourself and nature and that, you know what I'm saying? And again, they call it pagan worship or Wicca and things like that, but it's really just a more natural state, is what people were doing prior to religion, you know? Natural healing. Those are the people that are also killed off. So again, they've been trying to enslave us by killing off great speakers and leaders and so-called leaders and healers and things like that. And again, now it's time to stop. Y'all been doing too much. It's an attack. Now you being really vicious with the shit. It's time. It's over. It's a wrap. Now those of you that have been playing these games, it's time for you to feel the heat. It's just, that's what it is. The role's been reversed. In the morning, Sekhmet returned to Egypt to finish off what remained of the people there and lapped up what she assumed was their blood on the ground. Again, this is making me think a bit about either yesterday morning or today. Okay? And again, that's what I'm saying. It feels like a coup, right? It feels like a coup. Just even the energy of like a guilty complex every time. Every time something happens, now people have made it so, you know, and that's why I said about checking myself, right? Try to make you feel like you're, you know, outside of yourself. But again, if you're not the oracle or that person that sees that all of the things, then you really don't really, you know, and it's hard for you to speak on them, because then people are going to question your mental sanity, right? So again, they know they have you between a rock and a hard place at this point in time, right? And if they can prove something is wrong, then they can try to use people close to you to lock you up, or, you know, do something like this, or try to say, oh, look, see, she knew about this, so that means that she's a witch and we need to put her at the stake. And again, the stake doesn't necessarily have to be burning someone today. I'm just saying, if you ruin somebody's reputation and things like that, that's enough these days, all right? Or take away their privileges of being online and voicing their opinions and having their own platforms like a grown-up, you know, these type of things, okay? All right, so again, do any of you like sometimes ever feel like, you know, you wake up and it feels like, you know, everybody wants something to be your fault. You the problem. You changed. You doing this and you. That kind of energy right there, okay? All right. So it says, yeah. The beer made her drunk, which effectively ended her rampage of bloodlust. So again, I don't know. Like I said, this might be like a love bombing or breadcrumbing energy that could, they could be using, again, some of these sorcerers, some of these, again, dark witches or whatever. And I don't like to say dark is bad, but I'm just saying some of these bogus, the unrighteous, okay? In order to stage these things and to even just like really hammer it in. You know what I'm saying? Even today, I feel like there's somebody wanted me to be jealous by posting things that were just random, that would never have been posted before, in order for me to get very upset, right? Or hurt me or something, you know? And again, if you're being true to yourself and others, anybody that's trying to use something to hurt you when you're really being true about who you are and how you feel about people, then that is just somebody, you know, they're creating a monster in themselves, because you won't take me there. However, the lioness goddess was not just seen as a warmonger in a vengeful eye of the sun god, because she was believed to bring plagues. The priests performed a kind of sympathetic magic to ward off and heal infections and illness. In this role, Sekhemet was known as the Lady of Fire. Again, Bridget is also, again, Celtic energy here. Irish energy here. Okay? Mary, Queen of Scots, even energy. I feel sometimes. I don't know why. I mean, it just, again, it just. Every time I think about Bridget, I think about somebody like Mary. Okay. In her real, but then again, they make people that are in the likeness of God, that move into places of power, and they leave and conceal the real jewel behind so that they can cipher from it and take from it. And I said, this time it's going to be my face. I'm going to be stepping into that greatness. Nobody else is about to sit there. It's going to be me. You're not going to use me. And then, no, this is the way it's going to happen this time. This is to break generational curses and placement as well. And it's like, no longer will I sit at the sideline. No longer will I be under anybody, especially no feminine energy. And again, I'll sit next to a masculine energy. Especially when you're dealing with energies that you don't know if you can trust all the way because of the things that you have been put through by these particular individuals, period. I've had to be my own masculine sometimes. Do you understand what I'm saying? So how can you expect me to just be this soft person that's just like, okay, you said do this, go here, where? You know what I'm saying? No. And then even people playing games, acting like they have extended a hand and they haven't. Why would somebody want to put, you know what I'm saying, an empress in a situation where she's unsure of something or where or how to that just don't even make no sense. And let other people be playing in the field and playing in the energy and playing in the garden. It sounds like a setup to me. All right. Okay. I promise y'all that's my stomach. Okay. Perform the kind of sympathetic magic to ward off the. Okay. An illness, the role. So again, this makes me think people are trying to escape from the breath of God in a sense. Her priests were also physicians. In times of the plague, they might perform huge, large-scale rituals. Again, period. And that's exactly what's going on. Sitting around a table, you know what I'm saying, going into dreams with people, all kind of things. During the reign of Amenhotep, or Tep III, hundreds of the larger than life statues of Sekhmet were created. 30 of which are now in the British Museum. Now, again, when these statues, this makes me think about artificial intelligent replica copycat doppelgangers. Period. Is what it is. Okay? It seems conceivable that such a massive display of, and again, that's the Lord God messing around, playing with God's creation and making something else of their own in their likeness so that they can utilize it over you. Period. Okay? Seems conceivable that such a massive display of respect and veneration, that's not respect. That's not respect. Again, like I said, in this time, in this energy, no, it's me. You see what I'm saying? I don't want you to spread the news under the guise of somebody else, or I don't want nobody else sitting on my throne, or having my crown. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the energy like that. It's like, no. Why? Who even want to do that? You know what I'm saying? And that's the person that's trying to play God, the Lord God. Not at all times in the Bible is they trying to play God, but again, we already just know. Just go back to Genesis 1 and 2 and read them over again. I mean, it just tell you right there. Okay? And again, when they said, well, God went to rest, or did they just blind God? Period. And then give the jewels and give the information and give the knowledge when it comes to that portion, right? And when it comes to that, did they just give that? Are they even taking directly from the mind or mining the minds and then giving that off to a certain group to expose or or letting them tap into you see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You hear some people even within the community like chuckling about, oh, don't be going to get those sleep study tests or whatever. And it's so funny because I did get one. And it's so funny that how these people know so much information about me that damn, I don't even know about myself. You better be careful who you dealing with up in these fucking communities, especially when it comes to these chieftains and chiefs. But I'm saying more the chieftains because we're dealing with a lot of feminine energy here, very strong energy. I'm not trying to take away from the strength in their energy, but again, some of it is artificial. It just is. All right. it seems conceivable that the massive display of respect and okay, boom, 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 whatever. So again, to respect somebody, you're gonna build bitches. I don't understand that. So again, build back better. No, motherfucker, I'm gonna be who I am. I know how to conduct myself. Let's see. And again, I know that, again, even these kind of things are signaled probably messages intertwined with things in order to kind of like take me out of my element. But again, it is what it is. Hopefully you gain something else from it as well. So again, they're probably thinking, oh, look how she look at the knowledge. Look how she used words. That means that she's the AI. But again, I already know who I am. Again, this is all organic. It took me a long time to get here. Okay. So again, it says here, drive particularly virulent plague. Okay. Sekhemet also had a male form when she known as Sekhemet men. Again, I do feel like, again, I did feel energy coming in today. I feel like has these same particular features, right? And I feel like, again, there is some kind of connection there. So again, some shift happened. So we've gone from something, right? And I think that, we've gone from something to, again, that Egyptian energy. But I feel like this is somebody trying to take me back into the underworld. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, because they've already finished up and built up what they're going to build up in the heavens. And they're trying to exclude me and act as though it's something that I've done. When again, from being in a position of power, or again, where I can be an influence or whatever, they feel like they're in charge of that at this point. Okay. And that they have chosen who they're going to choose, and that's it, and make it like I'm so difficult to deal with, when it's really just people that want to step on your neck because they smiling in your face and shit because they want to sit on your fucking throne. All right. Also had a male form, okay, and I do believe that in a sense, right? Or even it's the same form, but again, that energy shift, because remember the card that we pulled, that one card from that deck was masculine energy. Okay, so it did show a king standing in front of her, mighty strength. I mean, to invoke her mighty strength. Okay. Sekhemet was more complex than Baz, but probably only because more material survives about her. To the pharaohs, she was seen as the symbol of their prowess as warriors, and their ability to succeed in battle. Okay. It says on the limestone fragment, she is shown apparently breathing her divine life force into the mouth of the pharaoh. Okay, so again, this makes me think about, again, that whole energy, that thing, the ruins or whatever, or that imprint that we found, you know what I'm saying, a couple of weeks back or whatever, when it looks like, again, somebody was blowing their breath out to out of a creation of a feminine energy, right? Let's see. Although she is still regarded as a powerful force to be approached with respect and caution, period. And that's what I'm about to just say. Because I feel like people saying, oh, show me respect. But I'm just like, dude, where's mine? Like, it's just enough, right? We can perceive a watered down of her aspect in ancient Egypt. She was dangerous and ferocious, the bringer of plagues and retribution, the fire of the sun god's eye. This was no benign figure who could be adored and worshipped as a gentle mother. Again, but I think that, again, that's just the turning point. Nowadays, many women view her as a source of strength, independence, and assertiveness, and commune with her frequency when these attributes need to be argumented or instilled. In many ways, we can say that Sekhemet has become the symbol of modern women. And again, the reason why modern men don't like this energy in modern women, because it makes them look at themselves and show that they've been on some bullshit and they ain't been doing what they supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? So again, if they can't defeat you, then they'll just try to kick you down and put their fucking boot on your back. She is still approached as a healer, a bringer of justice, and a guardian and protector. But the emphasis, and again, this woman got to come in and stand up and do the work that a man is fucking supposed to be doing. You understand what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous. And then after all that, you will still put your fucking boot in her back. You see what I'm saying? To try to keep her down and lift up some of these. I'm just telling you, it's just. And then you wonder, and then you want to say, "Oh, look what God did to us. Look what the white man did." No, look what the fuck you did. At the end of the day, look what you did. All right. If any system is to survive, it has to move with the times and adjust itself to suit the sensibilities of those who adhere to it. It seems a natural progression that sekhemet has transformed from what was almost a force in chaos into an icon, okay, and eminent female power. Again, we're dealing with chaos because, again, in the beginning was the earth, and the earth was first. So I'm going to get on up out of here and go ahead and go back to sleep. Try to give me a little bit more rest, and I will see you guys soon. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Again, like, you know what I'm saying, whatever you want to do, and I'll see you guys soon.